Okay, good morning, Team Impact. We are rocking and rolling here. We're into lesson 3 of adding integers of the integer packet today. So what we're going to do is get into using a number line with these integers just to understand it just a little bit more, and then hopefully we'll get into the coordinate plane tomorrow. We got short periods today because of map testing. So we have to be cognizant of that. So I don't know how far we'll get. And this is just another tool to help us here, right? Okay. So use the number line to find each sum. Okay. So what we're looking to do here, okay, is we're going to start at -5 and we're going to add 7. Well, -5 to 0 is 5, 6, 7. So we're going to take it right to here. So we added 7, right? And we end up with 2. So this helps you understand the deal there. Some people put a dot, others will put an arrow. I'm fine with either one. -14 plus 4. So -14 plus 4 takes us to -10 plus 4. So we're seeing it, right? And we really should use these number lines because they're giving it to us just to understand it a little bit more. -6 plus 8. So -6 to 0 is 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 7, 8 takes us to 2. So we had plus 8. Okay. -8 plus 3. Here's -8. We're going to add 3. We're going to end up at -5, right? 1, 2, 3. And there it is. Okay. So now we're going to start at a negative. We're going to take it the other way. Excuse me, let me pull that up a little bit. And you can see in the example that they have, they started with -1 and they added a -3. So they actually made the number smaller. Let's go. So we're -6 and we're going to add a -2 and go right there. And we end up with -8, right? So we're adding a -2. We're going to start at 3, and we're going to add a -4. There's 3, there's 4, so we're going to add a -4, and I separate those, so we end up at -1. Okay? Number 7, we're going to start at -4, and we're going to add -5 to it, so here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So we're adding numbers with like signs, combine them, add a -5, and we end up with -9. Number 13, or excuse me, number 8, 13, and we're going to add -8. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, and I'll do it that way this time. So we're going to add a -8, and I end up at 5. Okay. So pretty good stuff. Let's flip it over and continue our path here, right? Okay, so number 9. Can you see that? No. All right, number 9. We're going to start at 8. Now we have to make our own number line, right? So this is a little bit different here. So I'm going to start at 8 and add a -3, right? So I can start anywhere I want. So I'm going to start right here. I'm going to go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Starting at 8, I'm adding a -3, and there it is. Okay, and I end up at 5. Okay, I'm going to start at -5, right? I always like to start one before it. -4, -3. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is start at -5, and I'm going to add 6. Well, that is 5, and one more is 6. So I'm going to go like that, and I'm going to connect them. I'm going to add 6. Next one, I'm going to start at -18, all right, and I'm going to make it bigger, right? So -18, -17, -16. -8. All right, so we're at -18. If I add 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there it is, connect them, and I added 5. Right, you're getting the idea here, okay? So let's finish these ones out and then come down here and write some expressions, all right? We're not going to do this all the time, but, you know, this helps us understand integers. Okay, so we're going to end number 12. We're going to start at negative 6, and then we're going to add negative 4. So here's negative 5, negative 6, negative 7, negative 8, negative 9, negative 10, negative 11, negative 12, negative 13, negative 14, negative 15, negative 16, right? Oh, I wrote it on the wrong one, so guess what? We're not doing that one because I wrote in pen. Let's try this again. Negative 5, negative 6, negative 7, negative 8, negative 9, negative 10, negative 11, negative 12. So I start at negative 6, and I add negative 4, which makes it smaller. 1, 2, 3, 4, and connect the dots. Okay, let's slide down to 14. I apologize about that. Negative 1 plus 7. So here's negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's negative 1. Add 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There it is. Connect it, and we're good. Okay? So looking at that, you can see how the number lines work and how they explain everything, right? Okay, so let's come down to number 15. Number 15 shows us starting at negative 4, and we're adding and getting to 1, right? So what are we adding to get there? So we're going to start at negative 4, and we're adding what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're adding 5, and we end up at 1. The arrow's going that way, right? So we're going to start at 6, and we're going to add negative what? I know it's a negative because it's going to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to add a negative 8. Okay? And some people do that, and we end up with negative 2. Okay? We're going to start at negative 11, and we're going to add a negative 1, right? Because we're going that way, and we end up at negative 12, right? Negative 1. Our arrow's going to the right, so we're starting at negative 1, and we're going to add what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to add 8, and we end up at 7. We end up at 7. So we have to be able to go both ways, right? Now, we're not going to use a number line down at the bottom, and we're going to go back to the rules that we talked about yesterday, and adding it, all right? So it says, I'm sorry, we're not going to do it. It says, without finding the actual sum, determine whether the result will be positive or negative. All right, so we don't need to solve this. So I know we're adding two negatives. It's going to be negative. I'm starting at 5, and I'm adding a negative 1, so I'm going to make it smaller, but it's still positive at 4, so it's a positive, right? And I'm going to go ahead and write these answers in as well. I'm starting at negative 7, and I'm adding 10, so I'm going to make it bigger. So it's going to be a positive, and it's actually going to end up at 3 because I'm going to subtract these two and give it that sign. Number 22. I'm starting at 4, and I'm going to make it smaller. So I know right now this is a negative because I'm going to make this smaller. I'm going to go past the number line, right? So if I subtract these two, I end up with negative 9. All right, I'm at negative 14, and I add 15, so I'm going to make it bigger, and I'm going to end up at 1 because 15 minus 14 is 1. Last time, I'm going to start at negative 6, all right, and I'm going to make it smaller, so that's going to be a negative. I'm going to end up at negative 16, okay? So looking at all that, you know, it's just another way to look at integers and think about things and show things. Let's show the homework, all right, for you folks that are sick or whatever. Homework 3 is tonight, numbers 1, 2, 14. Yeah, I want you to fill in the number lines, right? And tomorrow we're going to get into the coordinate plane, and we'll have some fun with that. But that's a pretty quick period today, so have a great day, guys, okay? Take care.